So just like last week, some of these facts you're going to know, some of them I think, well, you'll think, wow, why am I not using LinkedIn more? And that's the reason I'm showing you these. So yes, over 300 million people on LinkedIn now, 2 new members per second, and literally 1 in 3 professionals in the world on LinkedIn. 1 in 3. The people who know right this minute what endorsements are, there's 1 billion endorsements put on LinkedIn profiles. People who don't, well, you have to wait. I'll go through that later on. 41% of visits are using these devices now. How many in this room have downloaded LinkedIn for their smartphone and the tablet? Great stuff. See, you're already engaging me this week. Last week I asked a question, no one raised their arms. That's very good. 2.1 million LinkedIn groups. We could be looking at LinkedIn groups. How do you do that? 2.1 million. I meet some people that say, "Oh, Prab, there's no group of my interest there in terms of my business, in terms of my hobby, or in terms of my interests." And I say, "Excuse me, there's 2.1 million. If you can't find one in 2.1 million, then you should make a group." Right? I made a group, and last week I shared it with the people here. It was called the Twitter Tips Group, and I give a lot of tips away on that. And anyone in this room can set up a group, and we'll look at that later. 187 million visitors. How I'm going to do this presentation is like I did it last week. So you're going to see me flipping between my PowerPoint presentation and also I'll be going live. And I'll be using my LinkedIn profile, and also I'll be using some other people's LinkedIn profile. Wink, wink. Okay? So bear in mind, I'm going to choose some of you, and I'll go there and we'll look at your LinkedIn profile. So I'm going to do the kind of the education science bit like I did last week, and then we'll go live and we'll look at each of these features in detail. One of the main things that I always say about LinkedIn is you have to make sure the foundation blocks are the best they can be. The foundation blocks, in a sense, are the LinkedIn profile. So some of your profiles I've seen, they've been filled to a certain degree. Some of them I've seen, they haven't been filled at all, and you're missing out a lot of places. We start off with a profile headline, and rather than me flipping to my profile now and showing this, because I don't want you to get kind of your eyes cross-eyed going back and forth, I'd rather just share this with you, and then we'll go and I'll reiterate this for you on LinkedIn Live. So the profile headline is a very important. You only get 120 characters, and in the profile headline, you must describe what you do as best as you can, because LinkedIn's algorithm is basically seeking out that keyword-rich part of your profile. Contact information. I'm going to show you some tricks and tips and contact information later, but I've been to a lot of people's LinkedIn profiles, not necessarily here tonight, that they don't have enough. They don't have a phone number. They don't have an email address. They don't have a website. They don't have a blog address. So, and there's a couple of things connected there, which I think you're missing out in terms of SEO, search engine optimization. So I'm going to show you that when we go live. After that, after you've got your kind of your nice smiley face, professional I hope, not with a picture of a cat or a dog. Then you have your profile on the side in terms of very punchy, keyword-rich kind of sentence too. You have your contact information. Then the next important thing is the summary section. Okay? How I'm going to describe this to you, but I'll show you in more detail later, is credibility, ideal clients, and calls to action. No matter who you talk to, any expert on LinkedIn, any person worth their salt who's making thousands, hundreds of thousands of pounds, millions of pounds per year using LinkedIn for their business, they'll always drill down to these 3. You have to prove in your summary section how credible you are as someone to do business with. You have to put examples of ideal clients, and you must have the call to action. People love their Facebook likes. Please don't go on LinkedIn and say, "This is LinkedIn, but please come on Facebook business page and drop me a like." They're 2 different platforms. They're 2 different things they're trying to achieve, right? This is, how would they explain this the best way? Facebook, I'll be wearing jeans and t-shirt. LinkedIn, I'll actually dress for a nice, lovely cocktail party. That's how I explain the 2. There's 2 different platforms there, achieving 2 different things. You're not playing a life game on different platforms than here. Don't be creepy. I was very creepy earlier, looking at all your profiles, but I put my hands up, and you know the reason why I did that. But when I'm saying don't be creepy, is don't go to nth degree and stalk everyone. And if you want to stalk them, then do what I do, which a lot of people who actually looked at their phones or their laptops before they came here, is somebody in the marketing industry, maybe in Cardiff, it might have said, looked at your profile, but you didn't see my face, you didn't see my name, because you can actually lock it down. So as I was discussing with Sharon earlier, there's a feature there in your account settings that when you're prospecting, when you're doing some research on a company, your competition, you don't want your cheesy grin popping up every day, every hour, because I think somebody's going to make a call and say, why do you keep a look at my profile? I'm your competitor, for God's sake. Last week, for the people who were here, a lot of people gave me feedback. They love the Twitter diary. So what to tweet on a Monday to Sunday? I try to work something like this for LinkedIn. I hope you like this. These are my kind of ideas for what to do every day on LinkedIn. Post updates. One on your personal one, like I said, one in company, minimum. Okay? Accept all your connection requests from the people you actually know, as opposed to people you don't know, and send the welcome message, like Andy said he does, and Michael. Respond to messages. Send connection requests to people you've met recently. So I don't know if many people notice, the clever ones here, which all of you are. Last week, I was sending connection requests 10:30 at night, and the people accepting them in this room, and they know who they are. I basically sent a LinkedIn request to every person last week, and every person here who I've met before, they'll be having a LinkedIn request within minutes, maybe an hour, after I finish the presentation. And I do that purposely, because I want to, you come and take your time out to see me, to listen to me, and I want to connect with you to find out more about your business and see if there's things we can do together. So if you go networking, if you meet someone, I would seriously suggest you do that, unless your meeting went so bad that you both hate each other, and you're not going to do that. Connect with 5 new potential prospects per day. So when you go prospecting in groups, when you go prospecting other parts of LinkedIn we'll look at, is try to aim for minimum 5 new. Because I know there are a lot of people in this room who are building a sales pipeline for their business, and whether they answer themselves or they answer to like senior management above them, they'll be looking at, you spend this much time on LinkedIn, what are you getting out of it?
Quick question. When you're describing people you know, you're also talking about people you've met in groups and interacted with.
Yes.
That's no, you don't physically have to.
Yes, very good point. So later on when we go live, what Andy's mentioning here is, I'm talking to on one level about, I meet Bridget in a networking event, and then we have a 10-15 minute interaction, we come back and we connect. But also when you're joining LinkedIn groups, like Andy quite rightly says, in LinkedIn groups, when you actually get access to an open group or a locked group and they give you access, and you start talking and having discussions, again, that's a great way virtually of connecting. It's a great way when you land there, there's something more engaging, like we spoke last week about making your profiles more engaging. Now, there's certain things I've gone through on the PowerPoint presentation that you will now, I'll re-emphasize here. There's certain things I didn't mention, and I'm giving you some quick little tips and tricks. If you notice here, I put my name with my email address. I make it very easy for anyone to contact me. Very easy. I'm not secretive. I'm a blank canvas. There's some people who are very secretive. That's fine. That's your way how you want to handle your business or life. I put that there, that even when you search for me, and let's do this now, because if this is not slam dunk, tell you the power of LinkedIn and why you should be using it, Google your name. Google your name and look what happens. The first link, and look what happens there. Someone's never even met me. Okay, I'm getting myself prone to more spam. However, if I'm trying to create more opportunities for my business, look at that. There's an open invitation. You have my email address. You can email me. Because when you go on my profile, if I'm not locked in, as you know in the settings, you can lock down how much a stranger can see. Top 10 tips to double your connections. So if you're in this room, you've got 5, or you've got 500, or you've got 5,000, if you employ 7 of these, in conjunction with what I've said tonight, especially in terms of the first half of the presentation about the profile, you will eventually be in the top 1 to 5%. I'm aiming to be there, and I'd like you to join me. Update regularly, right? So minimum 2 updates per day. This is good for you, Jess, yeah? Is Jess, yeah? Because you missed the first half, so it's like a little summary, but it's a bit beyond the summary. Take part in groups, right? So if you join 50 like me, I'm not saying every week, every month, you have a discussion in every day in those groups. 3 to 5 cherry pick them and get involved there. Yes?
With the company page you get, can you use that to go into group discussions, or does it have to be your personal page?
To actually get into a group, you have to put your personal profile in there. Yeah. You can, once you're in a group, tell them about your company page, but you can't do that way, no. Because it's about people. People that make up the companies. Ask questions regularly. So when you go in a group, or if you see I posted something, or if I see I posted or you posted something, why don't you like it? But more importantly, put a comment there. Oh, Prab, that was a great tip. Or, Prab, did you think of this? The more you do this, ask questions and make comments, the better chance of you get more connections building up, because people see that, again, you're not just taking, it's giving back as well. Send at least one invite per day and personalize it, right? So I know the people you meet every day, you can do those, but some person that you met or you've been introduced to, try to go for at least one a day if you want to keep your numbers up in terms of connections. Contact details clear. Once you're connected, just don't forget about that. You have to make it as easy as possible that they can contact you. Endorse people the right way. Promote your LinkedIn profile, like I said, on your signature, on your email, on your business cards, on all your kind of your marketing paraphernalia, wherever you can, wherever it's appropriate. The more you do that, the more people will connect with you, engage with that level. Tweet your LinkedIn updates, right? A lot of people in this room have Twitter and they're growing accounts, so tweet a lot of your interesting stuff. I'm not saying all the stuff. Some people in this room, they're basically copying and pasting all their postings on all platforms. Hey, I know a lot of people do that. Don't do that, right? That will switch people off. They'll unfollow. Just cherry pick some good ones, yeah? Include links to your website and your blog profile, right? It's all very well you uploading updates and putting hyperlinks of interesting stories to other people, but hey, if you think about it carefully, you're just driving traffic to all those other people's websites. So make sure there's a good balance of traffic to your blog, to your website, because otherwise, I'm all for content curation. There's stuff here tonight that I actually use in terms of curating content, bringing content from other parts of the world in terms of top tips and advice. But hey, you've got to look at the bottom line. The bottom line is you've got to make your business grow and survive.